Hey, everybody, this is Pastor Don and Pastor Kim Rose, Built Upon a Rock Marriage Enrichment Ministries.
Hey.
And we're here to talk to you this morning about differences, right? How it's important that we're different. Our differences matter. I know we've seen so many people get into a weird place in their marriage because they're different and they feel like they're not compatible anymore because of their differences. But I believe that God's word teaches us that our differences are very important. In fact, I would say that our similarities make our marriages fun, but our differences make our marriages function, right? For example, Kim and I are different. We're supposed to be different, right? Even in the morning, I wake up in the morning and Kim is playing loud worship music in some kind of African language that I don't understand, that she don't understand because she don't speak it. And so I'm like,
there's subtitles, honey.
Well, you listen to it while you're in the shower, so you can't read the subtitles.
Well, I know now. I know the song. So anyway.
But you don't know what they're saying. So anyway, so she would listen to worship, and they worship in African, and see now another place to be different, right? So for me, I feel like when I'm worshiping, I want to actually know what they're saying, but she feels something in the spirit. So what you just saw, she's reacting because I'm saying they're singing in African, and so she'll say, "Well, Africa is a whole continent made up of different countries that speak different languages. So there's not actually a language called African, but to me,
y'all pray for me.
They're singing in African, right? So the point is, we're different in that aspect, but it's okay. It's okay. That's just one of the many places that we're different, right? But listen, it's our differences that make our marriages function. And so remember this, the Bible says that the thief comes to do nothing but to steal and to kill and to destroy. So when the devil attacks you, right, he's not going to attack you in an area that you're strong. He's going to attack you in an area that you're weak. And in Romans 15:1, it says that the strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak. That the strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak. Now, here's the thing. There's going to be some places in your marriage, in your relationship, where maybe I'm the strong one and then Kim's the weak one. But then there's maybe another situation in another area where she's the strong one and I'm the weak one. No one's strong in every area. And so when the enemy comes to attack our marriages, most of the time he's not going to attack both of you as a couple. He's going to come after one of you in order to get both of you. Would you agree with that?
I do.
Right. And so the enemy is going to attack you in the areas where you are weak. So if the strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak, it's so important then that we're different. Because if there's an area that I'm weak, but Kim is strong in, if the enemy attacks me in that area, now she can cover me in that area. Right. Now she can pray for me in that area. Now she can give me some wise counsel in that area. And now she can beat the devil off of me in that area.
But only if we're not in competition about our strengths and our weaknesses, and that we're not feeling some kind of level of envy or feeling somehow that different means deficient. And that's different doesn't mean deficient. It just means different. And God made us all different on purpose. Yeah. Something I used to always tell our son is that you're different on purpose. Different doesn't mean deficient. And it's the same thing in our marriages as well, is that just because we don't necessarily, and sometimes that means we don't see eye to eye on things because we don't have the same perspective on a matter. But if we can learn how to work together through it, we can be strengthened in it.
Yeah, even with even in bringing up our son with Jonathan, he's in college now, obviously, but when he was in high school, Kim being more of the academia, her career is in academia, so she's real big on academics. She's big on grades. She's big on studying, which I am too. But that's an area where she works at. She actually gets paid to tell young people about their classes, how they can go to college, and the best classes for them to take in college. So that's a really big deal. That's a strength for her. So I'm not necessarily weak in that area per se, but that's a strength for her.
I'm stronger.
You are stronger. You are definitely stronger in that area. Right. So here's the thing. So what we have to do is not be jealous of each other's strengths, right? Because see, when you're strong in the same area, this could bring an issue because now there's a competition going on. Now I'm competing against you because we're both strong in the same area. But if I'm weak in the area where she's strong, I have to learn that, like she said before, that's not a deficiency on me. That doesn't mean I'm deficient or somehow lacking. That just means that she's stronger in that area. Now, I have to embrace the fact that she's stronger in that area, because this is going to help Jonathan. Because if we're both weak in that area, that's going to put him in a place where he could be deficient, right? So for an example, so Kim will push and push and push and push towards academics, but I'm more of the type to say, but what's going to bring him some more peace, right? What's going to keep him more calm? What's going to make him happy, So there has to be a balance in that, right? Because she don't want to push him so hard towards academics that he's crazy, right? And I don't want to push him and then he's stressed out, right? And I don't want to push so hard towards fun and peace and happiness where he's really happy and having fun.
But he's not prepared.
But he's failing out of school, right? Mm-hmm. And so we got to a place while he was in high school where we just had a conversation. And because we wanted him to make straight A's all the time, but then I realized something. In order to make straight A's, that's a commitment that you're going to have to make, that each individual makes, and we can't make that commitment for him, right? And so we came to a place of agreement where we would rather him be happy and be functional and not be suicidal and not be depressed and not be hiding and having secrets and stuff from us because mentally and emotionally he's overwhelmed. We would rather have an A-B student that is confident and happy
and enjoys school
and enjoys his life,
enjoys his childhood,
and is having a healthy childhood, than a kid that makes straight A's because we forcing them to, but they're depressed and they're suicidal. So now in college, he actually made all A's but one B. So now we found that place of balance where Kim can push on the academia and push the academics, but I'm still there saying, hey son, but make sure you're having fun. Make sure you're at peace, make sure that you're happy, make sure that you're not being overwhelmed, right? So that's very important. Now, one thing that we have to remember too is another example of this, of covering each other. So if the enemy comes to attack, he's going to attack me where I'm weak. So if Kim is weak in that same area, we are extremely vulnerable. But if he attacks me where I'm weak, and he's not going to attack me where I'm strong. Remember, the Bible said the devil's like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour, right? And if you ever seen a lion on television out there in the wild hunting, he doesn't go after the big strong bull. He goes after the one that may be limping, the one that may be strong, or the one that may be young, that may be a baby, right? And so now I'm in this weakened place, and I'm in a place where an area that's not that great for me. So when I get attacked, right, Kim doesn't attack me too, because I'm just stupid and weak. No, she stands up in her strength and she covers me and she will protect me.
You're never stupid.
Well, I appreciate that. Praise God. And a good example is when we lived in Texas and we were about to, I believe we lived in Texas and we were about to move back to Georgia because the Lord told us to move back to Georgia from Texas. And Kim was just very honest. She said, we both knew that God told us to do it. But she said, I don't have enough faith to do this. And this is what I told her. I said, because this was a strength for me. This is an area of my strength, right? And I said, well, look, don't worry about it. You just hold on to me. I got enough faith for both of us. Yeah, all you got to do is hold on, and I'm going to get us there.
Mm-hmm, you did.
Yeah. And see, so in essence, she didn't fight and push and pull back, right, because of her area of weakness, but she held on and embraced my strength. And most importantly, guess what? I didn't beat her up emotionally and come down on her and make her feel bad because that was an area of weakness for her. But what I did, I said, you know what? I'm going to cover you. I got you. Hold on to me. It's okay if you're weak in this area or that you're weak right now. You hold on to my hand because this is an area where I'm strong. God said to do it and we're going to do it. All you got to do is follow me and hold on to me. So the point of this is that differences are important. Your similarities make your marriages fun, but your differences make your marriages work. Why? Because I can cover you in the areas where you're weak, and you can cover me in the areas where I'm weak. However, if you're weak in the same areas, that leaves you vulnerable. And we're going to talk a little bit about that next time, right?
Yeah. So if you like this content, hold on. Part 2 of this conversation really does dive more into what happens when we're both suffering in the same area.
That's right.
Where we don't have enough information. Maybe it's not an emotional thing. Sometimes weakness isn't emotional. Maybe neither one of you know how to cook. Maybe neither one of you know how to manage a household. Maybe neither one of you know how to save money or to manage money. And so what happens when both of you are in a place where you don't really have the skill set that you need in order for your family to function right?
Right. It's important to function white too. So as we function white, we're gonna move forward. But we appreciate you guys. We love you. Y'all be blessed.
See you again.